Is Wednesday Addams autistic? Is she neurodivergent? What is the evidence for that? And what can it teach us about people in our lives who are similar? All right, we're going to be talking about Wednesday Addams in the Netflix series Wednesday and the concept of neurodivergence, specifically autism. She's never formally diagnosed as autistic, but a lot of people have said that she is coded as autistic, like the signs are there. So what is neurodivergence? It's right there in the name. Neuro, how your brain thinks, like neurology, and divergence, to diverge from the norm, right? To think differently than other people, to feel differently than other people, to relate differently than other people relate. So let's just dive right in. She's going to be in the library, she's investigating, and Thornhill, played by original for me because I'm from the 90s, original Wednesday, Christina Ricci, is now playing Thornhill, a teacher in this high school, and let's watch.
The cover was darker, more like a day-old contusion. Keep looking.
Like a day-old contusion.
I don't usually find students in here looking for actual books. Most sneak in to make out.
I accidentally walked in on 2 vampires banging. I can't unsee that.
Is there something I can help you find?
Have you seen this before? It's a watermark from a book I'm looking for.
I think it's the symbol to an old student society. The nightshades.
Like the deadly flower. Color me intrigued.
I was told they disbanded.
So notice
Any idea why?
Wednesday's flat affect, like monotone delivery, lack of emotion.
I was very impressed with your answers in class today.
My mother is a carnivorous plant aficionado. I assume I get my red thumb from her.
Are you and your mother close?
Like 2 inmates sentenced to life on the same cell block.
So Thornhill is engaging the way you might see your average person engage, right? Polite, positive, asking questions. Wednesday doesn't ask questions in return. There's no reciprocation. There's no trying to get to know you and following the social cues of this is how conversations go. This is how you build rapport. Wednesday's just giving direct, factual answers and not showing any emotion and not really feeling any emotion either. And Thornhill seems to understand this and not be put off by this. I mean, I'm not going to talk about what happens in the series. You'll have to watch it for yourself. But Thornhill seems to have a good grasp on what's going on with Wednesday and doesn't take any offense to it because she sees that Wednesday sees the world differently than she does, thinks differently than she does, and deals with emotion differently than she does. Are you and your mother close? A lot of people would say yes, or they would lie and say yes, or they would say, no, not especially. But Wednesday says, like inmates in a cell block, right? Just, it's very unique. You may feel like you need help, but you're not sure you can afford it. Or you really like to handle things yourself and aren't sure that counseling is a fit for you. We hear you, loud and clear. That's why we've designed a low-cost Mended Light membership site to give you an affordable, self-guided option for trauma recovery, mental health, and stronger connections. All of these courses are available or coming soon to the membership site, with a new course every month. What's more, every month Alicia and I offer live Q&As with members where we answer your burning questions about trauma recovery, how to have healthy relationships, and how to improve your health. And we have a Book of the Month Club where you can join us as we read, then talk about a different book to help us all along in our growth and healing. And did I mention the giveaways? Every month we select winners from among our members for free Mended Light merch, gift cards, virtual lunches with Alicia and I, vacations, and even cruises. Every day you go without needed support is a day you suffer needlessly. Our membership site is built out and waiting for you, complete with videos, audio recordings, workbooks, summaries, and practical application exercises so that what you're learning truly takes hold in your life. And we're waiting for you to answer live your questions and give you direct feedback and guidance. Sign up for your Mended Light membership today with no sign-up or cancellation fees. Why wait to heal? Why wait to feel brave and whole? Get started today by clicking below.
I know it can't be easy showing up mid-semester. I've been here a year and a half, and I still feel like an outsider.
Is that because you're the only normie on the staff? Ina told me.
So here, Wednesday actually is making a bid to relate and to connect, but not in the way that you would normally see. Is that because you're the only normie on the staff instead of, that sounds really hard, or I know how you feel, right? She's really focused and honed in on the facts of the matter, not the heart of it. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's just a different way of being.
To tell you the truth, I've never really fit in anywhere. Too odd for the normies, not odd enough for the outcasts. I thought Nevermore would be different, but there's still a handful of teachers who will barely acknowledge me.
I act as if I don't care if people dislike me. Deep down, I secretly enjoy it.
Never lose that, Wednesday.
Lose what?
The ability to not let others define you. It's a gift.
Yes.
Doesn't always feel that way.
The most interesting plants grow in the shade. And if you ever need anyone to talk to, the door to the conservatory is always open.
And I've watched enough TV shows and movies that I'm like, this teacher is nice. Don't trust her, right? But I love what she's saying here. Like, if we take the scene in isolation, it's really powerful and profound that, well, okay, first of all, Wednesday says, I pretend that it doesn't bother me that people don't want me around or don't like me. And you would expect her to say, but it actually really hurts. But instead she says, secretly, I really enjoy it. And Thornhill, instead of being weirded out or not knowing how to relate to that, sees the strength in it. Because neurodivergence, and in particular autism, there's strength there. There's power there. There's something unique there that you don't find in neuronormative people, right? Anyone who sees the world differently, they bring something unique. And Thornhill says, never lose that. That ability to not care what people think about you and to not be defined by the expectations of others is a gift. And it absolutely is. So what is autism? We could have a much longer discussion, so I'm just going to give a few of the basics. Autism is classified as not being able to understand or read the social cues of others, verbal or nonverbal, difficulty starting or maintaining relationships with people, flat affect, flat emotion, and difficulty with perspective taking, right? Understanding what another person is thinking or feeling. These are just some of the codes, and you see this with Wednesday throughout the series, right? She's just very flat, she's very monotone, she keeps to herself, she's very fact-based. When people want to have relationships with her, when they want to connect with her, she doesn't tend to respond in kind, either showing an interest or if she's interested, even knowing how to do that, right? How to ask the quote unquote right questions, how to mirror what another person is doing. She just doesn't have any of that. She's just herself, and as Thornhill rightly points out, that's a strength. So how do we connect with people like this? Because you may have a friend or a family member or a child in your life who is neurodivergent, and there's a lot of pressure to conform. There's a lot of pressure to be more like everybody else. And to do so would be a betrayal, right? To do so for them would be to fundamentally change who they are, and they've no desire to do that. So how do we build those connections, and how do they open up? Let's keep watching.
I've invented high heels, clearly had a side hustle as a torturer.
As my dear mother always says, fire tests gold, suffering tests a woman.
Speaking of suffering, where's your date? I didn't see you and Xavier on the dance floor.
We had a little tiff. About you, actually.
Wednesday had no desire to be at the dance, take part in the social customs.
You don't know what it's like.
Being beautiful and popular.
Never knowing people's true feelings. If someone likes me for me.
What about your amulet?
It's not foolproof. It's a mouth.
Do you notice how there was a moment there where Wednesday could have empathized, and she just once again went right for the fact of things? What about the amulet? Instead of, that sounds really hard. Again, nothing wrong with it. It's another way of being. But if you have someone like this in your life, you need to adjust your expectations. And instead of shaming them or guilting them for not asking the questions you would ask, you need to recognize, just by having the conversation, just by sitting down and asking about me, they are showing that they care. Instead of trying to micromanage how they do it. Wednesday is showing interest in Bianca and that she cares in her own way right now. And if we're looking for it to look like how somebody else might do it, we're gonna miss it entirely.
Mild prophylactic, so to speak. That's why Xavier broke up with me. He can never fully trust me. The worst part is I can never trust his feelings either. I never knew if they were real or not.
Because she's a siren.
You're lucky.
Do tell.
You don't care what people think of you.
Honestly, I wish I cared a little more.
Honestly, I wish I cared a little more. Here's the thing about autistic people, neurodivergent people. Why does she wish she cared a little more? Because it hurts her that she doesn't. Because there's still that human longing for connection. Even if it manifests differently, even if it shows up differently, even if it feels different, it's still there. And she's seeing, I don't fit in. And that hurts, no matter who you are. I'm treated differently. I'm judged. I'm turned away. No matter who you are, that hurts. And Wednesday is seeing if I cared a little more, then maybe I might act differently than other people do. And maybe I might have more friends. The key for connecting with somebody like this is to accept them for who they are. Because they have great strengths and they have incredible talents and they bring so much that is unique to the group. But you have to let them be who they are. And if you are neurodivergent, it is hard. It's hard to understand because you don't see the world the way other people see it. And so you assess it from outside, externally, and try and make sense of it. Every healthy relationship requires a high degree of mutual tolerance. Your friends are going to be more peppy, probably. In many cases, they're going to be more emotional. They're going to be more empathetic, but they're also going to be more easily offended and more easily hurt. Every personality, every way of thinking has strengths and weaknesses. And the key is acceptance. The key is not trying to push people to be different than who they are. Yes, we can grow to be better versions of ourselves, but we shouldn't have to fundamentally change who we are to have connections. In this clip, Enid, Wednesday's outgoing roommate, tried to throw her a surprise party, and Wednesday didn't pick up on the social cues, right? They didn't cut the cake, she wasn't excited to see everybody, she didn't have a good time, she just basically just went on to, I'm still trying to solve this mystery. Yeah, you guys come to me party, that's great, right? And Enid has had enough.
Where are you going?
Yoko's room. Thornhill said I could crash there for a few nights.
There's no need. I spoke with Weems. You and Xavier won't be punished.
Am I supposed to thank you?
I already apologized. It's over.
Over? Tonight was just the icing on the birthday cake you couldn't even be bothered to cut. You'll use anyone to get what you want, even if it means putting them in danger. We could have died tonight because of your stupid obsession.
But we didn't.
See, that's my point. We didn't.
Now I'm one step closer to solving this case. That is what is important.
Different values.
I've tried really, really, really hard to be your friend. Always put myself out there, thought of your feelings, told people, I know she gives off serial killer vibes, but she's really just shy.
I never asked you to do that.
You didn't have to, because that's what friends do. They don't have to be asked. And the fact that you don't know that says everything. You want to be alone Wednesday? Be alone.
So what's beautiful and powerful about this scene is right here. Wednesday does feel it. The lack. How different she is. And how lonely that can be.
Goody warned that I was destined to be alone.
Goody warned that I was destined to be alone. Enid, for her part, is not a bad person and is not a bad character. She just doesn't understand. And her thoughts and feelings are totally valid because to her, this is what friendship is. You stand up for your friends, you tell people to give them a chance, and you try and see the good in them, and you try and open up and get them to open up so we can connect. And Wednesday's not really reciprocating any of that or doing it in return. I mean, how does Wednesday show that she cares? By trying to help Enid succeed. By trying to help her succeed on going on a date, succeed in school, succeed in extracurriculars. And simply by accepting Enid for who she is. They have different values about what friendship is and different ideas about what relationships look like. And Wednesday is very driven by solving the mystery, and Enid is driven by connection. And it's two different people and two different things. But you can see when Enid leaves, Wednesday feels regret for hurting her. That's the biggest thing about people with autism is they're often confused and regretful when they hurt somebody unintentionally. And it's hard to understand how they got there and what to do differently. Later we see that Enid wolfs out. She's a werewolf, but she hasn't been able to become a werewolf until Wednesday is in danger. And so Enid wolfs out and saves Wednesday. And there's this giant battle, lots of violence, super fun, and then this happens.
Where's Wednesday?
And they never hug. Wednesday's never let her hug her. I love that Wednesday's like, I don't do this, even after a giant battle, and she sees the love in Enid's eyes. And what I can't tell about how this scene is acted and performed, and I think it's purposefully ambiguous. See, we see Wednesday here letting herself feel that hug, right? And letting herself want it. But before, when she hugs Enid for the first time, is it just because she's like, well, I could see Enid really needs this, and I do care about her, so here we go. Most people I know who aren't huggers, when they hug somebody, it's like, well, this is important to you, and I care about you, so fine, right? But in Wednesday's case, she allows herself to feel the connection. Neurodivergent people aren't broken. They're just different. It's just a different way of being. And as I said, as Wednesday's friends come to see, she brings something wholly unique. She brings skills and talents that the others don't have. Her laser focus, her ability to hone in on things and get the job done, get the task done, and to not let her fears or worries or sadness get to her, that she can be objective and be rational and solve problems. Is it a struggle in her relationships? Yeah, but it's great for her in life. And when her group finally says, she's welcome here, what she brings strengthens us, helps us. And in our way, we help her to be a little more connected. We help her to be a little more empathetic, a little more compassionate. You know, those little steps, that might be what you're looking at. That might be what you have to embrace and say, I'm grateful for these little steps, instead of hoping for big change. We all think that our way of doing things is the right way. And so we want people to make big changes to be more like us. The power of neurodivergence and of incorporating these people more into our lives and accepting them for who they are is the group is strengthened as a whole by the differences within it. Right? We play off each other and we help each other to grow. And that's my big lesson from Wednesday and the autism coding that I see there. If you enjoyed this video, I invite you to check out You Need to Just Get Past It, They Said. It's a video about emotional trauma, talking about bad advice that therapists have given and what advice that we would give in return. If you need help navigating your relationship, if you're neurodivergent and you don't understand how other people think and how other people approach relationships, we can help you. If you have someone like this in your life, we can help you. Go to mendedlight.com and schedule a complimentary 15-minute discovery call with a member of our team. Are you neurodivergent? Let us know in the comments below what your experience is like. And if I got anything wrong, let me know. Or if it's incomplete, I want to learn from you. If I got anything right, I think I got a few things right, let me know that too. If you enjoyed Wednesday and are excited for season 2, let us know in the comments below. What else would you like to see me react to? What else would you like to see get therapized? If you want to learn more about relationships and working through trauma, we've got a membership site where you can take online courses and take part in live book clubs and Q&As with me and with Alicia and learn and grow together. And so you can learn about that at mendedlight.com as well. Until next time, folks, keep shining because we need your light.